Buenos días, ¿cómo están? Welcome to another loving transmission from the Healing Temple. It is my joy and my pleasure to be here, and welcome if it is the first time you find my YouTube channel. My name is Damaris. I am a channel, a healer, a teacher, guide, a student, and everything in between. And today we have this beautiful transmission from the Fairy God Mothers. We will be working with this beautiful crystal. It's a pink aurora quartz, and just connect with the energy of this beautiful crystal. And we have, you are probably perhaps going to feel or see your fairy godmother in this transmission. I just saw the fairy that there is a group of fairies, but the one who came forward is very tall and slender, like very tall, looks like taller than 6 feet. And she has long blonde hair, and she is wearing like a long, simple dress, light pink dress, and she had like a pink lotus flower in front of her, like around her chest area, in front of the heart, but it was just standing there. So that's the vision that I received. And as usual, I will read in Spanish first, and then I will do in English. Yo soy abriéndome a recibir la ayuda de las hadas. I am opening myself to receive the help of the fairies. Yo soy abriéndome a recibir la ayuda de las hadas. I am opening myself to receive the help of the fairies. Yo soy abriéndome a recibir la ayuda de las hadas. I am opening myself to receive the help of fairies. Fairy God Mother, Hada Madrina. So I would like to talk a little bit about fairies, not much, but just to share my own personal story with the fairies. Fairies are extremely powerful, so powerful, so real. My goodness, are they real? I've been aware of fairies for as long as I can remember. When I was a very young child, they will come to talk to me in my dreams, in my lucid dreams. And I've always had my fairy godmother as part of my guides. There has been moments in my life where I have felt her presence very much. There has been other moments where I couldn't feel her presence as much, especially in difficult moments. But she will come until my consciousness was again receptive to her. But one memory that I cherish, I had it when I was around 18 years old. I went to bed and I closed my eyes and I was about to fall asleep. This is how I remember this story. I was about to fall asleep. And from that moment, all what I remember is that I saw this tiny little fairy, like very tiny, like this size. She came under my pillow, and then we started talking, and she was real, and we were both real. It was happening, and I was so happy that I finally could have her in my hand, that I could finally be with her. And I thought, how am I going to do to keep her safe with me? I need to hide her from my parents and my brother because now she's here with me. And I was so excited because she was there with me in real. She was there in my hand. Now, at some point, I fall asleep. That's how I remember everything. So when I woke up the next day in the morning, I took my pillow and I was sure that she will be there, but she was not. So I understood that my special experience was to be kept with me and not to share with anyone. Because who would have believed me that? And I think this is the very first time that I'm sharing this experience. I've never shared this with anyone. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe I was so tired that I fall asleep and that I had this very lucid dream that it was so lucid that it felt 100% real. And I remember in the following days that happened, that strange, powerful desire of me, of seeing her again. And I remember looking for her in the corners of my room because I thought that maybe she was hiding. And I remember at that time, as days gone by, I remember that then I started to having a strong desire to be a mother, to have a child, because somehow I thought that if I would be a mother, that if I would have a child, I will feel the connection with my child the same way I felt the connection with the fairy. So fairies are very real. They are very real. And they can materialize the body. And I guess we have to be in that vibration to see them in physical. And in last year, I no 2 years ago, I went on a trip, a far road trip, very far from where I live, and I stayed in the mountains. I was guided to go to that place. I reserved. It was Airbnb. It was only one room. It was a little house in a mountain very far from here. And there was nothing around, only nature. And when I got to that place, there was like a little forest. And when I got to walk in the forest, I knew I was in a forest with fairies. That was a place filled with fairies. Not all fairies are good or nice. Fairies also have free will. And those who live here in Gaia, like us, some have chosen to work for the light, and others have chosen to work for the shadow. So depending on your vibration, or depending of the kind of work you have to do with fairies, you will connect with them. If that is aligned with you, if your soul is ready to have that experience. So trust that when the fairies come to your life, or you listen to stories about fairies, it's because they are very close to you. They want to help. So that is the story that I have. One of the stories. I have other stories with fairies, but this is the one I felt guided to share with you. So the next activation is from the Council of Fairies from Gaia. I will read in Spanish and then I will translate in English. Somos el Consejo de las Hadas Gaianas. Compartimos la misma madre con ustedes. Nuestra dimensión es diferente a la de ustedes, pero podemos ver desde nuestra dimensión el estado de conciencia de la humanidad. Los exhortamos a que se abran al mundo de la magia, la inocencia y la esperanza. Estos pensamientos de alta vibración ayudará a disipar las nubes negras que nublan la mente de muchos humanos. Los invitamos a reflexionar en su propia contribución energética hacia Gaia. ¿Cuáles son los pensamientos más presentes en tu mente? ¿Qué sucedería si a esos mismos pensamientos le agregaras un poquito más de amor, de respeto, de confianza, de poder? Estamos aquí para ayudarles a traer cosas buenas y positivas en sus vidas. Consejo de las hadas gaianas. Council from the Fairies of Gaia. We are the Council from the Fairies of Gaia. We share the same mother with you. Our dimension is different from yours, but we can see from here the state of consciousness of humanity. We invite you to open to the world of magic, of innocence and hope. These thoughts of high vibration will help to dissipate the dark clouds that are in the mind of many humans. We invite you to reflect in your own energetic contribution towards Gaia. What are the thoughts more present in your mind? What would happen if those thoughts you could add a little bit more of love, respect, trust, and power? We are here to help you to bring good things and positive things to your life. the, the council, the fairy council from Gaia. So it is so important for us to be conscious of all the other consciousness that are around us, and the fairies are part of that consciousness. And all they live here in Gaia as us. We share the same planet, but they are on other dimensions. So, but our thoughts have a contribution in the general consciousness of Gaia. So they are inviting us to see what are our thoughts, what are we thinking, and what would happen if we add more magic, more love, more imagination to our thoughts. And think about the importance of imagination and being positive and open the mind to new doorways to magic and good things. In a reality where so many people are suffering, opening the mind with good positive thoughts, one by one step at a time, can make a good difference in the whole consciousness of Gaia. So as the light workers and conscious being we are invited to use this powerful mind in a positive way, adding more joy, light, images, imagination to our mind. And so this powerful contribution can have a more impactful effect on the consciousness as a whole. So feel free to call upon your fairy godmother and ask her to bring magic into your life. If you are a very positive person, taking care of you, taking care of your thoughts, trying to think positive, if you are doing that, you can expand that in power. So your thoughts, your good mental health can contribute to the goodness of the consciousness even more, in a more powerful, impactful way. So the invitation from the fairies and our fairy godmother apply to every single one of us, regardless where we are on our journey. The impact of connecting with the fairies will be positive, powerful, magical. And that was transmission from the fairies. Thank you so very much for being here. I love you. I hope to see you again on another loving transmission. Normally, I do this transmission every single day unless something, an important event out of my hand comes in the way and I don't do it. But normally I do this every single day. If you feel guided to work on a one-on-one session with me, you can find me at crystalhealingtemple.com. The link is below on the comment sections, on the description of the video. It will be my pleasure to be part of your journey. I love you. Open yourself to magic, and I see you tomorrow on another loving transmission. Bye.